Hello. I completely forgot to even think about taking my camera to the doll show. Sorry. And as you know, if you've watched enough, I don't have a smartphone, so I couldn't use that to record video either. So, trust me, if you're watching this channel, most of the doll show probably wouldn't have appealed to you. There were a few booths that were modern dolls, with modern being from like the 1950s forward. Most of this doll and bear show was antiques, not just vintage, especially not kitschy vintage, but straight up antiques. There, like I said, there were some booths that had some nice things. Like as soon as I walked in the door, I saw what at first glance appeared to be a Kenner Sky in really good shape. If you know much about the history of fashion dolls, you'll know about Kenner Dusty, who for a long time was considered the ugliest fashion doll ever made, just because she has this big weird smile and like her skin's supposed to be tan but was kind of orangish, and her lipstick was like, floof's in here if you hear the jingles. Her lipstick was like super pale pink, almost to the point of being white. And the doll was also athletic, so she appeared stockier than Barbie, although actually it's not a bad body. So Sky was her African-American friend. And here was a Sky wearing an alternate, like sold separately, Dusty outfit with a $5 tag on her. And I picked her up and her leg fell off. But still, I went ahead and I got her. Like I said, first booth, first thing. Last year when I went to the doll show, well, that was the year I went to the wrong hotel and ended up soaking wet before I figured it out. So when I got to the correct hotel, I was still soaking wet. This year it was raining, but I knew where I was going and it wasn't far to walk to the door, so I wasn't soaking wet. So since I only bought one thing last year, I actually brought more money with me this year too. But I decided I should at least buy this, so. And we walked around. Like I said, the booth that had the best stuff also had kind of high prices. Like one of the people, Phantasm Creation. I went with Lena Blue and Phantasm Creation, which interestingly, we all wore purple. I actually wore this, and it was not planned. Lena Blue shows up, and oh, she's wearing purple. Ha ha ha, we're wearing purple. And then we go there and we meet Phantasm Creation, and she's wearing purple. So Phantasm Creation's Grail doll was actually in this booth, but the price was a little high, and she was able to examine the doll and declared that it smelled weird. And it's a Sasha, and apparently they're really hard to get smells out of since they're all vinyl. So she passed up on that. Lena Blue ended up buying a few patterns from it, although the pattern she really liked, she checked quick and it was a lot less. It was half the price on Etsy, so she left that behind. And we walked around and they said most of the booths were basically antiques. But I did see one booth where there was a pose doll. Not the kind of pose doll. The kind of pose dolls I usually see, especially in thrift stores, the ones like the big Southern Belle dresses, the giant enormous dresses and the beehives and thing. And this was more of a, I would say, contemporary pose doll, contemporary for her day. And also the one that's not on a base, so she was just pose sitting. And she was marked $15, and I thought, well, if she's still there later, I'll look at her. And I went back, and she was still there, and I was looking at her, and before I could say anything, the booth vendor said, "I'll give her to you for 10. Okay. And that's her. She was originally seated. She actually has, I can feel things in her legs to allow her knees and elbows to bend. And I've posted pictures of her in places, and we all agree that I don't think any of us could have resisted her. I do want to make different clothes for her. This is not aged well. The edge is fraying, and her silk scarf is very yellow and fraying, and this is just weird. It's not soft. It's kind of, it's not exactly like the hook part of Velcro, or it's like if hook and loop Velcro merged together to try to be a fashion cloth. The only thing I didn't think about is her hat might not come off, but I mean, it's possible. I will just make a nicer version of this outfit still. Her legs don't stay straight. And then the sky, I didn't show you the straight up way because I have already put her head on a different body, although I'm not sure I like it because the neck is larger. All the way the head fits on the neck of the original body is like too small. This is the original body. And the thing that the sky is rather infamous for, not only for having an odd head sculpt, is they can be mint in box and still be so melted from the plasticizers in the legs interacting with the hard plastic, and it melts, the hard plastic does not win that chemical reaction. And you will have a mint in box Dusty whose swimsuit has pretty much been fused to the body because the plasticizers just engulfed everything. And as you can see, the shirt, the outfit she was wearing, I've already put the sandals away. It's a cute outfit. I think it was called Trendsetter. That had white sandals to go with it. But this shirt, there's a little bit of the melted plastic stuck to the skirt. I was able to pull that way without destroying the skirt. And this shirt was just so caught in the plastic. See some of the plastics on that, and a lot of the shirt is still in the plastic. And like I said, the head, I'm going to go ahead and it's actually kind of turned into a quick swap head the way I have it on the other body. The head, she's considerably cuter than Dusty. I believe she does have a different head sculpt. The head, you can see it doesn't sit too far down on the neck, and there's almost a flare in the neck. So it's an odd combination. But the original body actually is fairly cute. I'm wondering if I can clean it up. If maybe this leg will stay on when there's not a big lump of plastic in the way. And also there's a gimmick to the doll. This is the original neck thing. I have not been able to get it back in. I have to figure out how. There's like a little metal bit that was supposed to hold it in place. But there's a connector from what the neck goes into to the pelvis so that the head stays in place when you turn the torso. And the action is you would give her a tennis racket or golf club or a volleyball outfit at least. And you pull her back and the arm flicks out like she's keeping her eye on the ball because her head's not moving, and it flinks out. So actually it's not bad. This is a lot like the body that they used for their 12-inch Kenner Princess Leia. And it has aspects that are like, I didn't get her down. The Kenner CoverGirl dolls, I have Dana CoverGirl back there, who's about the same skin tone. And the hands are similar, but not exact. For one thing, the wrist hinges are not this way, they're this way. On both the hands. But the head, I took the Disney Store Tiana body, I took the head that was using that off. That's another reason I'd like to maybe get this body fixed up and get Sky's head back on it, is so I can give that lovely Patsy custom head back on here. The color match isn't too bad. Like you can see the neck is just made for, the head is supposed to go on a much larger neck. I have, once again, a little bit of the neck flange from inside a glue head cut down and put on here, and that's makes it fit fairly well. And that's all I bought at the doll show. Afterwards, Lena Blue gave me this, which I need to. It has holes and rips in it, but only in the back. Overall, it's in good shape. I need to put a snapper fastener of some sort on the back. And this is, you know, I wouldn't say groovy, more far out, because it's from the 70s. But after the doll show, I said, hey, want to go to the thrift store? And they said, yeah. They bought more than, well, Phantasm Creation actually won one of the door prizes, so she got a dress that actually fit pretty well on the doll chateau she brought that she was hoping it would fit on. So we all said, yes, thrift store always. So we went to the thrift store. And Lena Blue and I are immediately digging through the toy table. And Phantasm Creation goes off to the porcelain dolls and finds two amazing dolls. One, it turns out, the head is tin, painted metal, which was not something that we knew was a thing ever done with porcelain-style dolls. And the other doll she bought was a really elaborate, nice quality Russian tourism doll. Like big porcelain doll, very well done face, very well done everything, not a cheap porcelain doll. So the thing is, when we pulled into the parking lot, it's like, why are there so many cars here? Then it's like, oh yeah, today is half off the whole store Saturday. So everything we did get was half off. And we were sharing a cart, but we pretty much each had a cartload of stuff ourselves. Lena Blue bought a bunch of clothes for her my size Barbie. And other toy things. And Phantasm Creation bought the porcelain dolls and other toy things. And I had picked up a Claudine who was missing a hand, but I thought, I eventually talked myself out of it, even though it would have been like a quarter. But that was at the point where we hadn't found many things and weren't even sure if it would be worth going through a line if we only had one or two things. But then we wheeled around the store more. Well, we'd started to find more things, so Phantasm Creation went and got a cart and came back. And we wheeled around the store more and I said, well, let's go back and check the crafts and cloth, even though I don't need the cloth. And they had 4 cloth grab bags. Now when the store does cloth grab bags, they pretty much get bed in the bag bags and fill those with cloth. I got 3 of them. Lena Blue got the 4th. And so that's a lot of cloth. And a lot of it I actually do like and am keeping and am figuring out how to store and or use quickly. Enough of it wasn't my style at all that I'm going to take it to a different thrift store, one that actually prices cloth yardage individually instead of throwing it all into a big bag. Like there was one of the bags had one of the cloths that I could see through the bag that I liked had 6 yards of cloth in it. It's like you could price that separately for the price of the whole bag and it would have sold, maybe even to me, especially on half off day. But the fact, I mean, when one bag had 3 yards of pure wool tartan plaid in it, and it's like, I got good stuff. I got a lot of stuff that would be good for dolls too. But of course I need to actually make the stuff. I actually spent all Saturday night and Sunday and a bit yesterday organizing this cloth, like sorting through it, deciding what I wanted and what I didn't want immediately, and washing it, and then getting it put. A lot of the cloth for doll stuff, I have another bed in a bag that I'd gotten another thrift cloth grab bag assortment in. That's what I had put a lot of the Susan cloth in. And it was actually between the cloth I'd given to other people and the cloth that I had sewn, it was actually starting to get some space in it. Well, I filled that back up with the thrift cloth. So I think I have enough space to store everything that I'm keeping. I need to use it, then I won't have to store it. I was going to take the stuff that's not my style at all, like the yellow flip-flop print. I was going to take all that off to the different thrift store today, so the one that prices stuff by the yard, or not by the yard, prices yardage separately instead of putting it in a grab bag. But my car has been acting up, so I had to go to AutoZone to get the code red and buy the replacement parts. So I did not go in my normal direction today. I went in a different direction and got my chores, my errands done at the less fun stores. I did start sewing. One of the things that was in the Susan cloth was all these little pre-cut fleece bits. And there were enough, I think, to make a 7x7 square, but for some reason I got it in my head I wanted to make a 7x8 square, or, you know, rectangle. And this is an odd, really thin fleece. And in the thrift grab bag purchased this weekend was several pieces of odd thin fleece. In roughly coordinating colors, there's cream and a dark, I couldn't actually, still haven't decided if it's dark navy or if it's a very bluish black. Because you know there's no such thing as simple black. All blacks have tones to them. So I started sewing those together last night. And these are in strips of 4. So I will sew two of each of these together to make strips of 8, and then should have 7 strips that I sew together long ways. So that'll be a quick project that will get stuff done, and if the child doesn't use it, I'm sure the cats will. Oh, I'm not going to show you things from the thrift bags, but this was one of the things that made me decide to buy. It's that two-way. But usually when you see the two-way sequins, they're like black on one side, red on the other side, or gold on one side and with an emoji print on the other side. But this one is holographic sparkles and iridescence. And there's actually more of this, but as soon as we got back, I immediately split it off and gave half of it to Glenna Blue because she likes her mermaids, and this is very mermaid. So I have no idea what I'll do with this. Actually, right now, I'm waiting for the child to forget that I had it because he wanted to take control of it. I mean, if he keeps on wanting it, I will make it into like a pillow or something. But as it is, since the stretch is this way, so that's right about the right size for a 60cm doll skirt. We will see. And speaking of 60cm dolls, when I was showing you all the stuff that I'd done with the stuff that QueenOfSquids had sent, I forgot to show you the dolls that I dressed in the 60cm doll clothes that she made and sent. And I have cat hair on my nose hole. Shedding season has finally started and there's cat hair everywhere. Chip hates to be brushed. So I have to just get him down and pet him really hard to get all the cat hair off. Floof likes to be brushed until she doesn't and then it hurts. So that's been fun. But QueenOfSquids clothes. She wasn't sure if I had anyone who could wear this dress. As you can see, it fits the Miro doll body pretty well. It would have fit better if she was a large bust, I think. Hold on. Phone call about the car problems. Well, the cart issue. It hopefully won't be a problem. Anyway, so I was showing you the dress QueenOfSquids made. That my basic Miro doll, the basic Miro doll body that Mika uses, fits pretty well. I think I just was saying that if this was a larger bust body, it would probably fill it out better. But I actually tightened this a bit, and that pulled it down, and that made it work. So, very pretty dress. Like I keep saying, QueenOfSquids does pretty so much better than I do. And this is actually a necklace I made years ago for human size when I was still trying to sell stuff on Etsy, and I tried to sell on Etsy. Doll clothes I did okay with on Etsy because I could go to the doll people and say, hey, I have clothes on Etsy. Jewelry, there's so many people selling jewelry on Etsy that I just took the stuff that didn't sell and turned a lot of it into doll jewelry. And I'm very happy with this on dolls and glad that I didn't sell after all. Just keep telling myself that. And then she also sent 2 pairs of pants that she said should fit the Hujo Io. And this is the first pair I tried on, and they fit her. They fit her perfectly. They're the right length, and they break just a little bit. I have them rolled up because that's the look I wanted. And it has an actual zipper, and of course working pockets, which Io can't get much of her hand into, but she can have a thumb in. So I got pictures of her too. And, okay, so now I gotta sew, and I gotta sew some more, and I gotta keep sewing. And I hope soon I will feel like I have enough to offer if anyone is still interested in buying doll clothes from me. But I keep getting distracted by new cloth. So, and then I have this project where I may or may not try to restore her, and then I have this doll, the 500 thank you giveaway doll that I still have not found the inspiration to make the dress for. And I have other dolls. I haven't gotten enough doll parts that I want to start customizing again. And this hobby is not one hobby, it is 8,000 hobbies, and I want to do them all at once. Plus I need to clean the room and my car's being a poop. So happy life. Next week I'm gonna do my best to do the video on time, but the kiddo's dentist appointment is in the time when I'm usually out doing my chores on Wednesday. So obviously I didn't thrift today, probably won't thrift this week. I might not thrift next week, but I am gonna try to get the video out in time because I know a few people have said they appreciate just having it every week. And I make these videos for you, so if you want them every week, I'm gonna try my best to get them out every week. Thanks for watching.